This hangout is live. This is the SEO show. I'm Frank Schwartz. That is Alex, the man Becker. What's going on, brother?
Hey, dude. What's going on? Thanks for having me on. Had some interesting combos before we got going. I promised you I'd yell butt sex when the show started. I'm a man of my word, so that is the type of show. We're starting off with the right tempo. So,
hey, man, if
you're going to start high, it's going to get gradually slower and slower until everybody has logged off from either being offended or mass boredom. So,
we actually had somebody keeping tallies of the amount of times that I said blowjob. So, you know,
that's a weird thing. Like, I can understand someone saying the F word a lot or like ass, but just blowjob. That's kind of something.
Well,
it was a normal conversation.
No, we were having a conversation, and I had hit live, and it was like we were talking on something, and I was gonna say, you can suck it, but blowjob came out, and I was like, oh damn,
you can blowjob that, good sir. Old English speak.
Well, shit, man, it is. I just realized I was going through the closet finding the T-shirt, and came across my Inboxer Onyx event where you and I actually got to meet face to face real quick before you went on stage in front of Holly Cooper, Mike Long, all those guys, and 600 other people.
It was a good event. It was a good event. I managed not to drop any bad words and not offend anyone in the audience, so I was pretty happy. It seemed uncomfortable. I would have been uncomfortable on that stage because I looked in one section, just looked like it was geriatrics, and that's no offense to anybody, but it was an older crowd, and I'm 40 something. Yeah, I think I might have been one of the. It was definitely an older crowd. I think I was probably one of the younger people in the room, and I'm not that young. I'm only 27, and it was definitely not. It just depends. When you're speaking to audiences, a lot of beginners, a lot of older people looking to find something to put their retirement money into, something that will make them more money. So you got to play to the audience, and not anyone there was dumb, but it was mostly beginners. So you kind of have to lay out things a little bit more and so forth, and people aren't quite used. It's really hard when I speak in front of an audience I've never spoken in front of before, because they don't know what to expect. So if I go up there and start talking about like World of Warcraft and like saying the F word, they're like, this guy is just weird. I don't like him. I don't know what he's saying. I don't like this. I want to go home. And so
I think one of the best things that you talked about though was your magic number.
Yeah.
5, right?
5. Yes, 5. That's just it. That's my whole marketing, just 5.
And well, the funny part is you kept it that simple that every time I've started an ad or something, I'm like, damn, why am I not at 5 yet?
Yeah, got 5. It applies to anything. Email marketing. Someone's like, how do you do internet marketing? 5. Email marketing 5. What's the secret SEO? 5.
Well, I want to start out by, I know a lot of people are going to be jumping on and they know SourceWave, which I'm going to tell you guys right now, the magic little box, it's on one of these fucking corners. Click it. SourceWave.com is going to be the link. Go watch the videos. I've been watching them since probably 6 months after Alex started doing SourceWave. I love the message. I love the ease. It helped me with my SEO, and I went out and looked for more. Sign up so you can get in his funnel, because you'll be so disappointed when he just sends you an email that says, hey, I shot a video, go check it out.
You'll also be disappointed the first times you see the videos. They're awful, but
go look for the Star Wars.
I'm sorry beforehand.
Those were epic, dude. I was laughing my ass off. My wife's like, what the fuck is he selling? And I'm like, I don't know. But
when I first started off, like, I would just make videos and I had no idea how to make like videos, actual informative videos and what people were looking for. So I'd start videos just playing like 4 minutes of guitar, and then I teach SEO, and people are like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, you had to watch like 10 minutes of bullshit to get to any information. I'm like, and someone messaged me one day like, maybe you should just teach right off. I'm like, I mean, people don't want to see my poor guitar playing skills on the internet before getting taught SEO.
Well, if that's the way it's going to be, I'm going to be sadly disappointing everybody, because I think we went 55 minutes for me to get to a point one time, and I don't even remember what the fucking point was.
Points are irrelevant. There doesn't need to be. I'm not a man of points. I'm a man of beating around the bush and irrelevant bullshit until just, all right, that's it. And there you go.
Don't forget, guys and gals, don't want to leave anybody out. Drop your questions in the Q&A. Click the button, put them in there. I know we got viewers. If you're on YouTube or watching this later, leave comments. It helps my SEO. And that's all I care about, is because then I get my 3.5 cents every month for video ads.
Oh yeah, I made a whole $15 off the Alex Becker YouTube channel.
Yeah, I went and checked yours out. 10,000 plus subscribers.
Yeah.
You've increased 300 in the past month.
Yeah. We made this new one, the straight Alex Becker channel. It has it's just a completely pointless channel for me to post stuff to. I'm gonna be like play Skyrim and stuff on it, and it's completely pointless. But made like $15 off of that. So
hey,
there's PewDiePie coming up here.
Well, here's one of the things that I absolutely loved was I'm working on the audio, Brian. Stop busting my balls.
You are echoing. I cannot stand. If you're gonna put on a free television, check your fucking audio, asshole.
No, my audio. Well, the show audio last week was so bad.
You'll get that like a webinar, so it's like it sounds like you're in a dark hallway with children, and it's like all sorts of creepy, weird crap. I'm like, what? You can hear me just fine. People are very particular about their free content online. They are. If you do not have your microphone and your audio effects and your lighting perfectly set up, fuck no. They are done. They're done with you. Unless.
Oh my God! You know what's so funny?
Up here, like they're expecting Conan O'Brien level presentations from us when they get online.
Oh, stop it!
We already lost half the audience.
My wife and I are buying a house, and my rule is I just need my office.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking, and she's like, "Yeah, well, you can set up your lights here, and you're all this, and then have your back." And I'm like, "My God, is it that big of a fucking production?" And she's like, "Well, you've got 20 light stands." And I'm like, "I know, but really now I just go with one light." And
yeah, that's what I do. I used to have like a whole lighting set, but now I just set up one light. I don't even use the green screen anymore. I just put the camera next to myself and I'll talk into it, and that's good enough.
I was going to ask how big your garage is, because you did so many in the garage for so long.
Well, at first when I did a few garage videos, I had just a one-car garage because I used to live at this apartment that had a garage, which was cool. And so I was just like cramped in there like, this is my car, and I'm like worming around it. I have a 2-car garage now that we just have one car in it. And then my girlfriend parks behind me, and I actually spend more time driving her 10-year-old Hyundai. We call it Elroy. And so that's my main ride these days. My main G-Wagon.
Yeah. I'm like I told everybody, I'm just going to start pimping pictures of me in the Kia. So I need to find a gerbil costume or a...
Well, I never drive because I live in uptown Dallas, so I walk everywhere. But what I want is just a really souped-up golf cart. Okay, I'm going to sell the Ferrari and just get a golf cart and just drive that around all day. And I think
let me know if you need a hookup, man, because I'm 5 minutes from the stadium and 5 minutes from Sun City, which is 99% everybody in fucking golf carts and 4-wheel drive vehicles.
That sounds like my type of city.
Well, we went out to dinner and we're at the steakhouse, and I come out and there's these these dune buggies just all lined up, and I'm like, what the fuck? You drove to a restaurant in a dune buggy? I'm like, we're not even by the fucking desert dunes. I mean, you gotta be.
That's just what you do. That's just what you do. It sounds kind of I don't even know. That sounds like my type of town. I like it.
Oh man, it's just good old Glendale, Arizona. Mm-hmm. Hot as hell, and just hot.
That's what I want. It's supposed to be hot here in Texas right now. Like I said at the beginning of this, the conversation starts really high, and then we just slowly degrade to talking about the weather. Like, the rainy season is in. The snow.
No, we are okay. Now here's where the audience questions come in. Mm-hmm. Barry wants to know, what watch are you rocking?
I'm wearing a Yachtmaster 2 right now. That I got in the Bahamas about a month ago. It's cool. It tells time, and about all it does.
Shitload of money.
That's about it. If I can also go snorkeling or scuba diving below 200 feet with it. So that is exactly why I bought it, for the scuba diving
Do you scuba dive?
Yes. What'd you say?
Do you scuba?
I'm actually, next time I'm out in a place that has scuba diving-esque things going on, I really want to learn how to scuba dive because that would be very, very cool. So that's what me and my girlfriend are looking into right now.
I just got notified from a scuba center here, and I thought it was a joke because they're like, yeah, we do scuba certification and everything. And I'm like, where do you go? Like Havasu and stuff? And they're like, no, we have an indoor facility with a pool that's a half-mile deep.
Shit.
I'm like,
I don't want to go to the bottom of that pool. That sounds creepy to me.
Well, they've got pictures and everything, and it's just all this depth. And I'm like, wow, that's a swimming pool, really? I'm like,
well, that's in Texas or where I am. If you get your scuba diving certification, you have to go up to this lake, and the lakes here are disgusting. It's just all murky, and it's like I really think the Loch Ness Monster would live at the bottom of these lakes. And so I'm like, my girlfriend's like, let's get our scuba stuff here. I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the bottom of this lake. There's very few things I want to go to the bottom of. And a pool, a half-mile deep pool and a lake are not one of them. I want clear water. And that's what I'll do. Or I'll get scared and I'll just get lost at the bottom of this murky lake and die. And that's it.
If I'm going to drown, then I want it to be in crystal blue.
Yes, that's exactly what I want. Well, I won't get lost there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm an easily confused person. It took me a long time to get this internet thing down. So I feel putting me at the bottom of the lake with a scuba tank and a football helmet on or whatever the hell they put on you just won't work out well for me.
Okay, let's go over your history. You were in the Air Force, right?
I was in the Air Force for 4 years.
Okay, I have to ask. Goose and Maverick, are they as cool in person as they are in their documentary?
They're actually gay lovers if you ever follow the story in the movie close enough. So I didn't really get to hang out with them very much because they got kicked out of the Air Force in 1995 when that stuff became not cool anymore. So I don't know. Actually, if you look on YouTube, there's a person that like breaks it down and like proves that Goose and Maverick were into each other. So volleyball scene all over again.
I will never watch that movie again because now I'm just going to be thinking, oh, gay lovers. Oh, and there's nothing wrong with that if you are.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the one thing I don't want to offend anybody here. I don't want anybody like thinking I like don't like homosexuality or religion.
No, there's
like leave this like Becker's a racist, homophobic, giant dick scammer. Do not buy his products. There's going to be a ripoff report. Becker is a homophobe. And is racist.
Hey, I'll take all the negative publicity. If anybody wants to write up a press release that I'm a homophobe, go ahead. Please just make sure you spell my name right and link to my channel. So firefighter in the Air Force, bored, plenty of time. I'm trying to remember everything. Started looking into ways to make money when you were there and getting out of it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Because I'm telling you, man, I've been stalking you for years. I also ruined like all your YouTube stats because I kept rewinding and then I would just download and have
it actually get a view on YouTube because I'll send like 4,000 people to a video and we'll show 500 people have watched this. Do you actually have to like watch past 30 seconds or a minute? Or like I'm just going to assume the last minute because I want to think that everybody watches the videos I send. Nobody leaves in the first minute. No way. That does not happen with internet videos. So
I did a video test that I literally promoted a 10-second video.
Yeah.
And my thought was by the time that most people get it to fire up, it's already over. So they're going to be.
I've already tricked you into watching my video. I've already fooled you into making me look more famous online.
Well, but I was pissed because that's exactly what Geico just did. Their YouTube commercial. They're like, "Hey, we're about to tell you something, but we're done." And it was like, "Oh, you shitting me? You bastards got me."
I don't think Geico's like the way I do advertising. There has to be a call to action. Like every commercial has to have some intended result. Geico and stuff, I feel like they just put it out there and they're just like, "Look at Gecko."
Yep.
Like,
well, it's Budweiser, Pepsi, and Coke. They just need you to hear their name. They don't need you to actually do anything. They're still into that 1940s. We'll just beat you up until you buy our shit.
Well, what Coke and like McDonald's are trying to do now, like their message is our food won't kill you. our drinks won't kill you. If you watch like all the McDonald's commercials, they're 100%. This goal right there is just be like, you're not going to die. Like, you can trust our food. It's not going to kill you. Because they're like, I heard they're losing money right now.
Well, they had this, their CEO came in and they had him on like 60 Minutes and all these morning shows. And, you know, he's the greatest guy. He came from nothing. Now he's running this whole thing. And 30 days later, he's fucking fired.
Yeah. 4,500
lost their asses.
Well, I mean, if you actually do look into it, I'm not going to go on any food bumps. It's just, not good for the human body. But anywho, questions.
You're talking to a dude who's on a massive diet, and I saw that you lost weight, and it pissed me off because I'm like, he's a skinny ass kid who's now benching and losing weight and talking protein, and I'm sitting here eating a salad and fucking chicken.
Dude, seriously, the quick plug, like the best-selling product on ClickBank of all time, The Truth About Six-Pack Abs. I picked that up because my friend Alex Miller, he owns Posy Rank. I forgot his name. Yeah, but he owns Posy Rank with his partner, and he is just some ripped British dude. He used to live like across the street from me, and he was like, "Yeah, you need to." I'm not going to do the British accent right now. But he's like, "You need to check out this book," and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's shredded beyond belief, and so I checked out the book and just followed it literally down to a T. And you lose about 2 pounds every week, and you don't lose any muscle. It's good stuff.
Well, now you got to fucking go.
Yeah, now there's the one ClickBank product that is not a giant scam.
No, see, and I've gone on to a rant with ClickBank. I made money and I let it sit at
did they not pay?
$98. I think I'm down to like $3 now. Mm-hmm. They can't even take $5 every 2 weeks or every month from me anymore because
I remember when I got my first ClickBank check. That was the day. Like, I go to my mailbox every week. I was promoting a blog blueprint way back in the day, and I get like a $1,200 check every 2 weeks. To be like, this is back when like making like $500 was amazing. So
I think my check was $107, and I took a picture of it, posted it. I'm like, I've been doing this for years.
Mailing you. It's just like God sent you a check. You don't, because when you first like get into making money online, you don't think it's like completely feasible. And anything that came off of online, it's just like make believe. It's just you're breaking the rules, and it's like the Matrix just sent you $100, and you're like, no way.
My wallet's in the other room. I've got my PayPal credit card, and I've got my Google Wallet card. That's the only thing in there. And I opened my wallet up, and there was a $20 bill, and I'm like, what the hell? Where'd this come from? I'm like, I haven't seen money. Everything's been digital. I mean, I get a thanks for paying your bill, PayPal, hey, money in your PayPal. And I'm like, it's ones and zeros. I've never actually seen cash in years. So
the one business that has not evolved enough to deal with credit cards is valets. I've had my card left places because I never carry cash. I'm like, well, and I'm not going to be the guys in the stiff the valet. That's just not cool. But that and taxis. That's why taxis are getting their butts kicked by Uber.
Well, go to Vegas.
Yeah.
When we were at that event, I was staying down the street and was taking a cab back and forth, and they had the credit card machine right at the back, and it said $3 extra just for fucking using the machine.
Well, in Dallas, what they've done until recently, where they had to catch up with Uber, is they were like in the Stone Age. Remember, like way back in the day when you had like your credit card and they have like a scraping device and it like scrapes the card numbers and stuff like that. So you take a taxi somewhere and they'd whip out like this, stone and chisel thing and engrave your number in the back of it. And then 10 minutes later, you could leave the cab and you're like, how is this thing still in business? And ridiculous. It's in San Diego, the drivers won't take you places unless you have cash because they get paid like 3 days later if you use the credit card. So just get in the car and like, do I have cash? I'm like, no. He's like, get out. I'm like, fuck you. That's why I don't like California. That's why anytime I can avoid going to California, I will take that opportunity. Los Angeles and San Diego. Jeez Louise.
Well, I was shocked. I was making hotel reservations for San Diego, and they're like, just to let you know, you got to pay for parking.
Yeah.
I'm like, at the hotel.
We live by California rules where nothing makes sense and everything is awesome.
And by the way, we're next to the ocean and we're still in a drought.
Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, questions. What questions? We've just been rambling about stuff.
Well, no, and that's the thing, man. Is I want people when somebody comes on like next week. I got Mike McAllowitz coming on,
and he's seeing CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, all these big things, author and stuff. And just so we know, we're gonna pimp his book.
Profit first. That's important.
Well, yeah, and he started a big CPA movement where they're actually training CPAs to teach people pull your profit out and take your cash before your bills will go down if there's less money to pay them.
Yeah,
so you'll be in that thing. And
that's the thing. That's the thing. I was in Silicon Valley at a mastermind, I think almost 2 months ago, and they don't even play with profit there. Like every company there, like all the biggest companies in the world have not made any money. And all these companies that are opening, I'm like, well, how much profit are you making? Oh, we're in the hole, $2 million in the hole, but their valuation is like $100 million and stuff like that. So all these people are over there trying to like make companies off of imaginary money and no one's making a profit on anything. It's all in the negatives. And so I told this guy, I'm like, yeah, I have this business that's making X amount of dollars per month. He's like, oh, that's a very good revenue business. I'm like, no, that's just profit. He's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's
well, I don't know how the fuck you pay bills being, in debt, and all these companies, like you said, there's no profit.
Yeah.
And it's like, how the hell does somebody invest in you when all you can show them is going down every month?
There's potential for profit sometime in the next 50 years. So,
well, and it's like they make the company to sell it, and that's where they're going to all cash out, but you're so in the fucking hole.
Yeah, like HubSpot, I still don't think is profitable this day, and it's absolutely huge. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard from my much smarter business partners. So,
they just got bitch slapped again by Google.
They did?
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, they're all relying on Google traffic and stuff. So I read. I'm not very familiar with HubSpot.
No, they lost. I think it was 40% of their traffic.
Jeez.
Because they the Phantom update came out again.
The Phantom update.
It's like what
the Phantom update.
Fucking titles. I mean, they went after thin content, and somebody goes, the Phantom update. Well, then it's not real.
Yeah.
Well, they're going after this was the thing that I read is they went after the how-to articles.
Mm-hmm.
The shit cheesy how-tos.
Yeah.
And I went, well, that's not 100% true because the how-to articles or videos on YouTube now are responsible for 30% of all purchasing decisions in the U.S.
Let me see. How to create a sword. I don't know. I just first thing.
Oh, you'll probably get life hackers.
Yeah, WikiHow. Oh, I hate these sites because you'll fucking go to them. And the first thing you'll see first off is a giant ad. Like they won't even let you go to the site first. Like, how is that good on page? First off, we get penalized for having the word like guitar training on our page so many times. But the first thing you see when you go to Forbes is a giant ad. Like, how the fuck is that good quality content, Google? And then you go to these pages and they show you like 1/4 of the article. I'm looking at one right now. And then you have to click through to each fucking page. And there's like 80 different ads on them and 8 different videos loading. So it just like blows up your computer as you're doing it, so you can't even like look at anything. Like, how is this good content? Like, I miss the days.
Have you read this book?
Yeah, I have that actually, not on my shelf, on my old bookshelf. But yeah.
What an amazing fucking guy. Yeah. And it's made me think, and I'm like, well, shit, I hate this. And these click titles and everything else, oh, he was saying he loves him to his wife, and his kid walked in the room, and you'll be amazed at what happened next. And I'm like, no, I won't.
Yeah. I still click those, but it'd be one thing if the articles actually showed me stuff, but just a billion ads, especially the ones on Facebook. It's horrible. I can't even read it. I can't even see why Rihanna is in a fight with Chris Brown. I can't even see why because they won't even tell me, And Kim Kardashian, I can't even see the new selfies, all right? Because these shitty websites that just don't work.
I followed one of your and I do want to make a public thank you. You told people to contact me about renting links on my PBN like 2 years ago in some webinar that you keep replaying, and I know exactly when you replay it because I get a shitload of Facebook messages. Hi, I don't know you, but do you have links for rent?
I'm gonna start saying you sell all sorts of stuff. Contact Frank. He sells I don't know. I won't go down that path. Everyone in Vegas that need cocaine, call Frank. Just give him your phone number.
Frank Schwartz, Silk Road creator.
There you go. Only had 2 people murdered, though. New CEO and founder. That was a crazy story. I saw that article. There's some guy wearing like Jesus sandals and just some hipster who is murdering people and selling drugs over the internet. Crazy stuff.
Oh, dude, hipsters. They're evil for society. Don't like them. Stop wearing skinny jeans, you assholes, please, for the love of all things holy. Give your balls some room to breathe. It's only good for reproduction.
Hipsters.
No,
you're not on too many hate tangents, though. I like hipsters too.
No, see, because I did exactly what you said as a beginner. When I wanted to test your shit out, okay, and I know, you are part of OMG, the one man gang, which, by the way, guys,
craziest name ever, but it's good.
Yeah. Oh well, it's everybody knows OMG. And you were in it and you started doing the source wave stuff. And I said, I'm going to follow exactly what he says and see if he's full of shit. So I did. And I literally have a page that's now been ranked #1 for probably 55 keywords all over the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
And it is a picture that says rent me.
Yeah.
I have the keyword, and it's bolded, underlined, italicized, and this picture that has the alt text, and that's it.
I know, it's so easy too. I posted this video the other day about it, and this one guy comments like, "This is a scam. He's trying to screw us over. Tell us the truth. Tell us the truth." And or there's something that I'm hiding, and it's just like, no, SEO is really that easy. Like like people always want the thing that drives me nuts about SEOs and stuff like that is they're almost more in love with new theories and crazy techniques than they are making money. When the truth is, in SEO, you really only need a very basic skill set to make, like Cotton Grammar, for example, makes $400,000 a month. He's a very good SEO, but by means, not the best SEO on the planet. Okay, if you compare the SEO he's doing to the SEO me, myself, and Greg are doing, and everything out there, it's not crazy, advanced stuff that a beginner can't do. Right. It's not something that anybody watching this video cannot do. It's not something that takes years and years of testing. It's simple shit. And you'll release stuff like, all right, just build a PBN, send it to your sites, do this. That's it. There's nothing else. And so you'll have all these people on forums, on YouTube, debating theory, when all you have to do is just do this simple shit and make money. Everybody's so obsessed with being the best SEO that all the SEOs are forgetting about how to just make money. And that's the real goal. That's why everybody's here. And so it drives me absolutely nuts.
Well, and people will say, well, how many backlinks did you drive to this channel? I bought, it was an expired site, $10 on GoDaddy. It was an expired Washington, D.C. bar. Okay, that's what it was. So it was a bar in Washington, D.C. I made it part of a medical site and did no backlinking.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to buy SE Nuke. I didn't want to learn SE Nuke, and that was the hot thing.
Yeah.
And
their video back in the day was just like, freaking God came down and made this software, and you press a button, and it just, you could do that to some extent back in the day. There was a guy I knew who was selling, back when SEO was first came out, this is before I even started, he was selling just Zoomer links, or Zoomer, or however you pronounce that stupid software. And he was making like $5,000 a day just doing that every single day, because that's all you had to do, the rank back then. Just spam. But yeah.
No, and that's the craziest shit is I agree. And I even I read an article that they were talking about the length of an article and what break is what, if you wanted long-term retention and people to take action needed to be 1,000 words. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is anybody reading like the SEO journal or any of these things where it's literally, hey, I heard this by the person, and that's all the article is.
Yeah.
And there's like 600 clicks to that damn little thing.
Yeah, it's
and I'm like, there's nothing to this, guys. Literally, how is it that the press me button that WordPress has, if you ever use that, go use it, guys. If you have a bullshit PBN that you don't care about or anything, go get it, install that little press me,
and then when you're looking at something, click to press me and then press post.
Yeah,
all it does is takes the picture and a link to the article, and it's on your WordPress site. I mean, and that's how much they want it to be easy.
Yeah.
400 words maximum is what I'm testing right now. It's just literally our show notes are.
One medical site talked about the just rank. Like I have a few rental sites, and I'm now actually just starting to crank out lead sites because it's so easy to do. Like you just go out there. I was talking to Joe Troyer after one of the webinar I does, and he just goes out there and ranks for really easy keywords like water damage repair, Plano. I mean, anybody watching this video, you can rank for that right now with 2 PBN links. And I forgot how much he was charging per call, but it's like $50 to $80 per call, and it's just absurd how much money you can make just from these little dinky websites. Or like when people get a lot of clients, for example, like Stephen Floyd stuff, and I still have a handful of surgical clients. Once you get the clients in, the keywords are so easy to rank for. Like it's not difficult to do just about anything with the PBN right now. And I just don't get why people want to make things so complicated in this.
Well, and now here's a question for you, because I know that people say PBN, and some of these guys are talking about one site is my PBN, and other people are talking, I've got 800 sites in my PBN. I believe that it says network, so it's more than one available.
SEO, like, if you had an SEO dictionary, each term would have at least 50 definitions. Like a social link could be a social bookmark. It could be anything. Like SEO is such like a fucking there's 10,000 gods. It's literally how SEO is. It's like a religion, and there's like 8 different gods with their own dictionary of words. Like there's the god of black hat. There's the god of white hat. There's the god of black hat forum. There's the god of source wave. I don't know, just gods of everything, and each of them is preaching their own thing, and each has their own definition. So you'll have like the god of white hat SEO and the god of black hat SEO, and it'd be like build a PBN, and there's 2 different things, and one person's saying something's wrong, another person's saying that's not even what it fucking means. Like one time when I first started talking about silos, I just showed like something that was working for me. Okay, I'm just like, look, I build my pages like this, and I call it a silo, and it just arose these fire debates like, that is not what a fucking silo is. How dare you, you fucking noob? And
I remember
like,
that.
all these people going nuts, and like a proper silo is like this, and so I wrote to this forum thread, and there's 20 different people, each with their own definition, insulting me in some way. I'm like, dude, I'm just ranking in Google. I don't even know what a silo is. I just control my link juice. Leave me alone.
When you released Zen.
Yeah.
And everybody was going after, the Zen keyword and the launch jacking each other. I went out and did something like how to build a silo. Now, who the fuck am I going to compete with?
Yeah.
Every farmer in the world. But my theory was somebody's going to type in what's a silo, how to build a silo. And I put your fucking video up there and got a shitload of clicks and buys. And I was a happy guy because I'm just like,
there you go.
I'm by myself. You guys keep arguing. No, I did need to know, the double-headed, triple-tailed dragon silo, your whiteboard was the most confusing fucking thing to follow.
I don't even know. All right, I don't even know. Just link your pages together, and link juice goes from one page to another through links. That's like, I'll try to explain like silos and stuff, and people are like, but what if it has like I'll say like link this page to another. They'll find 10 different ways to Indiana to make it complicated, and I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like link, and not that I'm saying anyone's dumb or any of my students or anything like that. Some people just learn in different ways, by all means. But literally just link pages together. Like I don't even know if I'm making silos. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm just linking pages together, control the link juice,
Well, once I think you had just made a quick statement during one of your webinars, and I had it playing, and I went, that's what it means? Oh, shit, I do that. All right, cool, I'm good.
Yeah, the bigger concept behind it is really just understanding how link juice flows between links. If you understand, if I have a page about guitar lessons right here, and I have another page about guitar backing tracks, and I link from that guitar lessons page to the guitar backing tracks page, I'm sending some relevant juice to that other page and keeping it on the site. And that's it. That's it. If you work your site with that type of mindset, very easy to. The silos aren't even important. You can just rank pages in Google. They don't even have the silo in it. Build some fucking PBN and send to the page. Like shredsource.net, the worst SEO site ever made, is still ranking to this day with like 5 PBN links. It's horrible. It should be penalized. It's not good SEO. All my affiliate sites are absolutely horrid, and they still rank. And I'm just do shit. That's it.
Well, Mike Long did a thing with Greg Morrison, and they were talking about, jacking model names, going for that popularity, and I did it.
Yeah.
Beth Bear, I jacked her. I jacked her co-star, whatever that skinny blonde's name is. And I jumped on the final season for I got into a fight with AMC because I jacked the final season of Breaking Bad. And they're like,
you should have made your own spinoff, like Breaking Badder. Like,
well, Facebook took
Vegas selling Laffy Taffy. I don't know.
Well, Facebook nailed me for my right when they announced that they were going to do Better Call Saul. I jumped on. I made a page and said, "Just wait till we start." And I got like 30,000 signups, all this stuff, no ads.
Yeah.
And the week before they start the show, the page is gone, and I'm like, "What happened?"
Freaking Facebook making people do legitimate business and respecting copyright. What happened to them back in the days where you could just make your own Duck Dynasty page and just sell $1 million worth of Duck Dynasty stuff without paying them a cent or giving them any credit? Like, I remember back when it happened, like, all these pages got shut down. People like, why? The internet is not fair. They like blame Facebook. And I'm like, geez, well, fucking wheeze, you have a page about Breaking Bad. You're selling millions of dollars of their stuff and not paying AMC a dime of it. That's like taking Blink-182 or taking, I don't know, NSYNC's music and then charging concerts to play it to people and then charging not paying NSYNC. Like, it's insane. Okay.
I will tell you this, man. I knew I was gonna. My Breaking Bad final season is still up, still gets traffic, and every time AMC promotes Breaking Bad, somebody finds it. It's not even ranked on like the first page.
Yeah.
It's just I'm doing nothing with it, just hoping that it just dies. But it sells a T-shirt every now and then. It's like whatever. I don't care.
It's just all over the place. It's nuts. But selling T-shirts in SEO, that's something I want to try too. Have you seen like Don Wilson's?
Oh my God, yes.
The new stuff he's making now is absolutely incredible. I looked at it with him. I won't go into too much detail because I don't know what he's shared and hasn't shared. But yeah, if you really go out there and rank for like Pug T-shirts and Pitbull T-shirts and all sorts of stuff like that, that could be up there with the Amazon stuff that's going on right now. So,
well, I've got St. Bernard Facebook group that gets about 100 likes every week, and we've done no promotion. And I don't even have a fucking T-shirt to sell somebody. I'm just like, I don't even know how to monetize this damn thing.
Those T-shirts, those Facebook and T-shirts, crazy. These crazy ass businesses.
Damn company in the world.
What is
Teespring?
Oh, Teespring. Oh yeah.
They knew what to do.
Well, they're worth a shit ton now. I mean, they're killing it. They got investors in Silicon Valley and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully they sell it.
You basically hit it when I was going to say, what should a noob, and I mean a newbie as in anybody who hasn't taken the knowledge that they're collecting and done anything with, you're still a newbie. You got to put it into account. I don't care how many hours on webinars. I don't care how many products you fucking bought, how many membership masterminds. If you're not doing anything, you're still a newbie because you got to go out and fuck it up.
Well, the thing that I feel like what people do is they store all this info, and where your true lessons come from, like the reason why I'm good at what I do now, by all means, I knew everything in the whole entire world back when I started SEO, and I could debate SEO and do all sorts of, I could debate for hours on forums. I could tell you everything about the theory, but where you really learn to be good at internet marketing, I only do so much SEO anymore. I mainly make software and run a lot of paid traffic and manage SourceWave right now. I still understand SEO very, very well because I have people like OMG teaching me exactly what to do. That's a true key. That's why I brought Gregory Ortiz on board with SourceWave. I'm like, you keep us on the cutting edge of SEO. You tell me what I should know. There we go. And then boom, that's how I kind of learned my SEO days. But the reason why I'm good at what I do is because you learn via experience. When you're going out there and you're constantly doing stuff, you make the mistakes, you learn stuff, and that's how you constantly improve stuff, by working on something and putting in the work and stuff. You can only learn so much without actually doing. If I explain to you how to ride a bike, it's only going to get you so far. Like, right. I tell you, if I sat down with you and you never knew how to ride a bike, and I say, this is how you ride a bike step by step, you're not going to be able to do it. you're not going to be able to do it until you actually go out there and apply that information. You gain what I like to call reference points and so forth. Like actually, back when I my first internet marketing business, I would teach guys how to pick up girls who are in college. Great businesses, really stupid. But I used to be all into that kind of stuff, and you'd have a lot of guys, and it completely parallels internet marketing. So you have a lot of guys out there, and they know all this human dynamic theory. They knew all this stuff about talking to women. They knew all these routines, all this crazy stuff, but they would never actually go out there and talk to women. So when you actually put them in a situation where they need to socialize, even with women or anyone in general, they're absolutely horrid at it, and they can never get results with that other person of any kind because they didn't go out there and apply. And so when you actually went out there and you talked to other people, not just girls, stuff would happen, stuff would go wrong, stuff would go good, and you gain reference points in your head. In your head, your mind literally makes these points. It says, okay, if you do this, this will happen. If you do this, that will happen. And you slowly map everything out for yourself. And so that's where the true learning happens. And what happens is people learn internet marketing, but they never have any reference points to the point where when something's happening to them, they don't know the decision to make it good or bad. So that's kind of the big thing I think a lot of people get caught up in.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I say that for the longest time, I knew all the theory of it,
yeah,
but I never put anything into practice. And when I finally went to GoDaddy and bought, my first $30 hosting and $5,000 website and all this other shit, I finally found out that, there's other hostings. There's other ways of doing this. There's all this. You have to, like you said, have a reference point. Mm-hmm. And what I loved about your stuff is you broke it down so easily that when I started doing those baby steps, the more advanced shit that I knew about, I remembered and went, do that, and just like, now I know about the H1 tags and this and that and all that. And now I just use squirrely SEO and just let it fucking remember that shit for me. When it looks all green on the side, I'm good. I don't have to remember, did I underline something, and then I go, there's got to link out to something, and bring in your authority site. Yeah. So I mean, if you're not doing it, it's all bullshit. Now, here's a question for you. Do you think you're a master SEO or a master marketer?
Master marketer. I would say I'm a halfway decent SEO. And that's, I wouldn't even say, I'm good at SEO. And the reason, I can still do advanced competitive SEO. And the only reason for that is because if I ever hit a block, I can call up Con Grammer, I can call up Greg Morrison, I can call up Jimmy Kelly and say, hey, dude, walk me through this. For example, when the algorithm changed and so social autopilot, the rankings weren't as good as they used to be, called up Con Grammer. I said, let's sit down, let's plan out a strategy that will work. And I brought Gregory on. I said, let's plan out a strategy that will work. And so that's really my key to that. I understand everything that's going on in SEO. I can still rank a site. I still have plenty of clients and sites ranking. But what it really is enjoyable to me and where I'm really privileged is to have the choice to decide how I make money. And I personally find creating software and marketing to be a lot more fulfilling for me. And I like creating SEO software that helps people make their SEO simple. Because when I first got started, all the software out there was super complicated, a freaking mess. A lot of it was just giant scams and stuff like that. And what I want to do is make software that's really simple, very straightforward, that SEOs can pick up. Anyone, a beginner, like our Source Revive software. Finding PBNs was really, really hard for a lot of people. That's the biggest challenge when it comes to PBN, building a PBN. And so we set out to make a software where you type in a keyword and you get brought back all these domains that you can use right away. And so that's really what I enjoy doing, and marketing and using the paid traffic to grow all that. So I would say I'm not even a master marketer. I'm just a good marketer, decent SEO. That's what I would say.
I'll tell you this. I disagree. I tell everybody, I say you're probably in the top 10 marketers that I follow because, one, you branded yourself like a trooper, man. I don't give a fuck. If somebody says Lamborghini, the first thing that pops into my head is you. And if somebody says Becker, they always go, oh, Lambo.
Lamborghini actually has to pay me $5 whenever their Lamborghini is said from now on. So.
You buy, hey, you can have another couple of them.
No.
How's the protein business going? You still handed out shakers?
With Keto Green, what happened? And so I want to start this protein business because one of my two opinions of the easiest ways to make money online is to start a software company that make a lot of money. I'm not talking like $1 to $2 million a year. I'm talking, 20 million a year kind of stuff, sell your company for a couple of $100 million. The easiest way to really blow it up, in my opinion, is with physical products or reoccurring enterprise software, similar to like Lead Pages, for example, Teespring, stuff like that. Stuff blows up. So I wanted to get into the protein market because if you can get a successful ad campaign going, I have multiple friends making over $1 million per month profit just with their skincare creams, with their hair creams, just make creams, but health products, supplements, all sorts of stuff like that. And if you can set up the advertising for that, all you have to do is basically do the numbers and expand, because everybody uses skin cream, everybody uses protein, everybody, yada, yada. So it's a really big mass market. You can make millions of dollars, $100,000 a day, and very easily. So got into that, got the formula made, and then I was approached by my business partner at the time, Daniel, and he's a very, very good developer. And what I wanted to do also is, if you notice right now in the market when it comes to email autoresponders and so forth, either you get a Fusionsoft and it's way too complicated, or a Weber and it doesn't really suit the needs of a master marketer. So I really wanted to set up to make something like that solves all those problems. And I won't get into Market Hero too much right now. But at the end of the day, I had to choose between pursuing Market Hero or pursuing Keto Green, because they're both really big investments. So I decided to go after Market Hero, since I know software and marketing far, far better than I know protein. For example, I can make a really awesome software. I can map out a software that will help you a lot because I know marketing and I've been doing marketing for years. Protein powder, don't know too much about it. So I'm not going to, I've got to put my ducks in the basket I think is going to win. So with Keto Green, I really want to pursue that next year if things are good and the time is right. Unfortunately, though, that's one plan that got put on the back burner. I was not able to follow through with because of a better opportunity.
Okay, if you do something that with an autoresponder that does better than MailChimp, Get Response, you got me. Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you real quick what it does. It's not an autoresponder. Okay. Because I originally set out to make an autoresponder. And then my business partner, who's much smarter than me, said, dude, we don't want to compete with other autoresponders, because getting you off your autoresponder right now, that's not going to happen unless I have something that's amazing, okay? Like right now, I prefer active campaigns. It's obviously a little bit better than Infusionsoft, but they're not going to get my business because I'm not going to leave Infusionsoft because all my shit is there. It's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to I'm not going to spill what we're doing, but you will be able to do crazy marketing without ever leaving your autoresponder. So that's all I will not spill the beans on what Market Hero is yet. You guys will see in about 3 to 4 months.
Let's see. It was the video that you put out yesterday with the lady with Amazon blew me away. I've got a partner who's got Amazon stuff that he wants us to really push up and do things with. So I'm trying to figure out all that stuff, and I'm ordering. But they were talking about videos and promoting that hard product. And I will tell everybody, doing the videos and sign up for my video course when I release it, whenever that might be later. But I've done probably 10 videos for an actual product that I've been sent by a company because they saw the show, they saw me talk about my SVs and everything, and they've sent me probably $3,000 worth of shit to do video reviews. You know, and they just like, when you do your video, let us know. And then all of a sudden, boom, it blows up. And I'm like, where are you posting this? And they're like, oh, we've got a whole staff of social media people that are just putting your links everywhere.
Like, if you just embed your video everywhere, it almost ranks automatically. You're not going to be ranking for weight loss pills. But I mean, with a lot of these products out there, like organic protein powder and stuff like that, shoots right up to the top of Amazon. The only qualm I have with Amazon businesses, and I don't want to poop on Amazon. Well, do you want to hear the qualms I have with it, or you just want me to talk about it?
Yeah, please.
The qualms about Amazon is the fact that it doesn't let you collect your leads and you don't have control. So, for example, all right, look, if whenever I do advertising for SourceWave, what's going to happen? You're going to opt in. You're going to get offered a trial for Source University, and in no way, shape, or form do I make my money back at all. All right, I might make 50 cents of that $5 I just used to acquire you on. So if I was running a business off of Amazon, I was working like that, I wouldn't make any money back. I'm not able to make that long-term income off my customers like I need. And it's just a crying shame, because if I'm selling Keto Green off Amazon, by the way, Amazon is one of the best places to get started. It's one of the best places to make a shit ton of money right now. The amount of income people are making off their SEO Amazon businesses is unreal. Like when I first got started, $10,000 a month was like crazy. Now, like $100,000 a month with Amazon businesses is okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I have many friends doing that. With that being said, if someone buys protein powder from me on Amazon, what does that tell me about them? They're interested in weight loss. They're probably interested in other supplements and so on and so forth. And I don't have their email. I don't have any way to contact them in the future. I don't have any way to improve my ROI. So it's very hard to grow that business with paid traffic, if you catch what I'm saying. So if you're sending it straight to Amazon. But anyways, that's where I make all, with SourceWave, where all the money is made. People opt in. I give them value first. I give them a very light offer to university. By the way, if you're watching this, if you opt into the university, I won't start trying to sell you shit until about the third email. So go 3 emails in, then unsubscribe, and you're safe. You're good. All right.
Don't unsubscribe. Join. I mean, damn, it's education, and at least it's solid.
Well, what I like to do, the whole strategy I have the business, because about last year, the business was just a mess. It was based around affiliate promotions. It just wasn't a well put together business. I was making a lot of money. It was not well put together. It was based on promoting other people's stuff. It wasn't always the best product in the whole entire world. And it just wasn't an enjoyable business to be a part of. And so what I try to do at SourceWave now is literally keep it all in-house. I have all my own products that I know are good, that my development team has made, and so forth and so forth. So what I like to do is I like to send about, for every 3 emails of value I send about one pitch email that sells you a software that's really, really useful for what you're doing. Like, for example, like in the old business model I had, there's no way you can launch a keyword tracking software, for example. Yeah, if you launched it, like, there are no affiliate in the whole entire fucking world would promote that, even though every SEO needs a keyword tracking software that's reliable. You know? And so it's like, I'm like, fuck this business model. I have to create like the butt plasma XXX ranking machine 2000 to go out there and get people to promote it and get sales. No. I'm going to bring people in. I'm going to give them value, and they're going to trust my brand enough, and I'm going to sell them exactly what they need that's not crazy and blown out of proportion. So anyways, off on that tangent right now, I like to send a lot of value so people trust the brand. They know that I'm not going to screw them around or anything like that. And then I sell them stuff they can actually use to apply to the stuff I'm teaching them. I teach them how to build a PBN, and I give them a software that makes it 10 times easier. Very, very easy stuff.
That's, that is the exact reason why my email list is as big as it is, yet has out of probably, let's say, out of 1,000, one person opens. Mm-hmm. It's because it's so incestual that they are literally on 55 other people's list that are doing the exact same thing at exactly 10 o'clock in the morning, East Coast. And I'm like, well, I got pissed because one dude sent it out at midnight, so people clicked it when they first woke up, and now he's cookied in. And I'm like, you bastard, they're not opening. Play by the rules.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm not going to shit on any of the affiliate launching or anything like that.
No,
I mean, it's a business model.
It's a business, man.
When I get my customers in, I don't want to send them to 10 other places. And so what I do is I'll go and this is really the key to making a very, very profitable email list. You just get your very, very close affiliates. Like Joe Troyer is a very, very close affiliate, man. One of the only people I'll promote. And he always has something consistently good that's not gimmicky, just straightforward. Boom. And that's what I really like to look for. And that's how you get that good ROI, because then people buy that stuff. And you don't need to go through all the crazy wingding. Anyway, long tangent.
For the one problem, one solution software.
Yeah.
Buying PBNs was a bitch. I hated it. I was on expireddomain.net, whatever the hell they are. I was on all these. I had, emails from brokers and everything else. And then I'm getting into pissing matches with everybody. And, I just was like, can somebody make it so an idiot like me can just do whatever and buy? And, there's, I think it's just easier. Do I need 55 1,000 backlinks? I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I need one more than the guy ahead of me. That's all I've got to worry about. So like I use PBN Butler. Yep. I use those guys, and I use them for the social. When we get done with this, I'm going to go over there, drop my link, give them my $20, and then over the next 30 days, they'll drop a couple hundred social links, and my traffic goes up.
Yeah, and that's the best thing to sell. Like, I don't want to sell any push button things. Like what do every SEO use? They use Majestic SEO. They have a rank tracker. They have a PBN finding solution or scanner or something. They have Register Compass, whatever. So they have something maybe like SEO Moz for their clients. That's stuff that every single SEO needs, and that's the stuff I want to sell. That's the stuff that I can feel good about selling, and so that's kind of where I want to go with that direction.
Well, but I think you made an awesome choice. Not that you need me to pat you on the back, but people are tired of having 50 pieces of software and having to go to 50 different people. If something breaks, they want to have that one place. And once you prove to the market that the shit works, they'll stay. You know, they'll be with you forever. They're not going. They might not like that one thing, but they're going to be there. And you know,
that's the real goal of SourceWave right now. We're at this new like client management system. I just want to make stuff like Majestic and stuff like that. I mean, it's a big learning process because software is a cluster and a half. Something always explodes, but yeah, it's fun. I like it.
Finding, and I know you didn't go to Elance or eHarmony and find your coders.
Well, what I did,
I'll tell you at a different level.
I'll tell you what I did. Okay, and this is the biggest learning curve. Because
I need a coder.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you exactly how to find a good coder right now. Okay, and I'll tell you the whole learning curve. It took me about a year to stop getting screwed. For example, like first off, you need someone who's gonna be long term. Problem with SEO Zen way back in the day, it cramped out after a while because we had the person develop it, updates come, boom, the software's out of order, not working and stuff like that. Same exact issue with so many JVZoo launches because people are making software for their first time. 3 months later, something always goes wrong with software, and software is never meant to take 1,000 customers on at one time unless you know what the hell you are doing. Okay, because a software that works for 10 people and a software that works with 10,000 people on it, very different things. But anyways, so you can go to Odesk and you can find fantastic people, some of the best developers in the world. But the second thing you're going to run into if you go out there and you start trying to hire developers, you're going to get approached by agencies, okay? Especially overseas agencies and stuff like that. And they're going to offer you to do stuff. They're going to overcharge you, and they're going to give you very long timelines. For example, I'm creating this new thing called Source Out for SourceWave, which I won't reveal what it is quite yet. But I went to one developer on Odesk, and he quoted me 3 months. I went to my developer, he quoted me 2 weeks, okay? My developer costs $2,000 a week. That's $4,000 worth of development versus $30,000 worth of development from somewhere else. But all right, so I'm just going off tangent. You have to be very careful. You have to be very, very careful because if you get the wrong developer, your 3 months is gone. You're going to spend about 3 months doing something, and then you're just screwed. Especially if you don't know exactly what to look for, if you don't know exactly what code to look at and stuff like that. So what you really want to look for in developers, first off, here's how I found my developers now. I went to David Abrams. Everybody's going to start messing on my Facebook. I paid him $5,000 to find my lead back-end developer. He did all the interviews and all that kind of stuff.
Now everybody just stopped messaging David because they went, whoa, $5,000.
He will love it. He will leave it. He's expensive. And I paid him another $3,000 to find our lead, what's the word for it? Front-end developer. So we have a back-end, front-end, and then we have our full-stack developer, which is Daniel, my business partner, who directs everybody. It's like a full-stack developer kind of handles the whole, like when there's a software, there's the front-end, and there's all the shit that's going on down here.
Right.
Yeah, and so then a full-stack guy, to my understanding, kind of manages all that. So what you want to look for primarily is somebody who's extremely responsive. Okay, extremely responsive. You want to be able to look at all their past work, and you want to be able to. You need to partner with a developer at least 20% or something like that. You need to get a good lead developer to really interview these people for you, or you're going to end up in some kind of trouble. And so what you do is you want to go find your lead developer first. Go to Odesk or something like that. Find someone who's really solid, you absolutely love. Absolutely love. And so what you have him do after that is you go through on the job interviews and stuff like that, and you have to really bring people in that are excited and want to work for you, want to do the stuff you're doing. And when you bring those people in, you have your developer, your lead developer, set up something in GitHub. Okay, and basically what he's able to do, he's able to set up basically a math problem for you, a math problem. And so you have the people come in, you have your lead developer interview, you pay your lead developer to do the interviewing because you don't know how good these people are code-wise. Then you interview them personality-wise, and then if you like them, you have your developer send them that test process to make sure they're up-to-date code-wise. And at that point in time, if they pass, they're good enough code-wise, they can hang out and work with your developer, and you also like them personality-wise, there you go. So you work with them for about 2 weeks, you make sure they're extremely responsive. That's the most important thing, and that they get the tasks that are done in front of them. You can have a mediocre developer who gets things done, or you can have a cowboy, ninja, I'm king of the world developer who will tell you to go fuck yourself and be like, I'm up here, you're down here, you're just some stupid marketer. That's not what you want. Yeah.
I've dealt with him.
That's the issue so many marketers get into because they don't hire professionally. They hire from other internet marketers or people from Facebook and stuff like that. And so what you have is all these Facebook marketers who are also developers, and they're just, I don't even know. You're so in awe of someone who can develop at first that you forget that, you know, really a senior developer is only worth about $8,000 a month because, you know, he can't go out there and make money on his own and stuff like that. So, yeah, don't let developers push you around either. But it's just a game you have to play and get burned a few times. So,
well, Derek, who does SEO and stuff, he's on Facebook. He's real big into doing a lot of these ninja, almost black hat type shit. But
yeah.
If you ask him for any of his coder information, he'll walk away like you were deaf. Nobody knows. I mean, that shit's locked down. You know, you ask him about his coder. I've heard he picks up his phone, puts it in his pocket. You know, it's just like nobody is finding out who his programmer is.
You got to keep them. It's hard to find the really, really good people because they have to want to be there because they can go work anywhere. Like, and right now in America, for every one programmer, there's 3 really high-paying jobs that they can take. Where I primarily get a lot of my coders from are Russia. We have a lot of Russia, a lot of Bulgarians. There's brilliant Pakistani, there's brilliant Chinese. Don't let the countries they live in really throw you off. What you really just want to look for is that they can communicate well with you. You can talk really easily. And what I'll do with my coders, I'll draw up a software. I'll say it needs to do this. I'll draw it up in Photoshop. I'll send it to them. And I want someone who can say, all right, and take initiative and kind of figure out stuff on their own. If they can do that, if they can understand the code and they can deliver stuff on time, that's all you got. That's good. You can get a really good person like that for $30 an hour. So primarily, if you want to build an SEO software, I built a lot of them. What you want to find is don't do it with one person. Okay, that's what I've learned from Source Revive and I've learned from Source Hunter. We've had a lot of glitches with both of them when they first open. That's going to happen with software, especially when you haven't done it. You got to build a team. Right. All right. So get one lead developer, get one full stack developer. Look for that. That's going to be your team leader. And then go out there and find your junior developers who are going to assist him in doing stuff. Because Daniel, my business partner, built Source Hunter all by himself, built Source Revive all by himself. But there's so many things he has to look at the same time. It's too much. It's too much. And thank God he works 72 hours in a row. But that's the one big thing you want to look for. Get that one senior guy and get your 2 juniors. And there you go.
Well, and the other thing, you know, that I ran into was a guy created this for me. It was a great plugin, loved it, you know, and I was going to release it and he disappeared.
Yep.
And I ran into a problem and he's gone. And I'm like,
and software will always explode until you're like, it will always explode. The first month of opening is going to be the worst time ever because everything's exploding. People are freaking out. It's just how it happens. It's just how it is. And that's why you got to have the team so everybody can manage stuff, or you don't want some person going insane and so forth. I was going to add something else, but I forgot.
What about customer service?
That's the most important thing. What we do right now, customer service wise, I feel it really helps is when you first open the software, I always have a Facebook feedback group. And some people say this is a bad idea, but what I want to have is literally the customer seeing us helping them. And I want to be able to see every single issue. And I actually handle the customer support for all of our software in the first month. Every single one, because I want to know every single little thing that's going on with that. And so I pass it to Daniel, and we're both there sitting there doing it. We don't pass that off to our customer support because they're not trained software people. All right, they're very smart, but you know, and stuff like that. So you handle all that. You want to be in the dirt, fixing everything, and then once all the issues are worked out, then start passing them to your actual customer support people, and they'll handle all the billing issues and stuff like that, and the standard stuff. But yeah, you want to have that feedback group so you can constantly be on the up and up of what's going on with your software.
I do a lot of beta testing, and I was telling a guy, he was like, oh, so you think you can help us? And I'm like, listen, I'm going to break it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You will have more bug reports from me than probably anybody else because I'm going to fuck it up. I'm going to make it do something it's not supposed to be done with. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to come up with this creative way of using your shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I don't think so, but yeah, you know, here's your access. And I came back an hour later and I'm like, the fucking thing's melting.
Yeah. That's the thing with developers. I will go out there and break stuff all day, and Daniel hates me. The most important thing you want to check with when you're making the software is how is this going to work with 1,000 people? How are we going to scale that? Okay, because like right now you have your computer in front of you. You can only handle so much data. Your developer's running the software off of your computer, and it can only handle so much data. And so the second you get 1,000 people on there, suddenly your bill goes up to as much as your software costs every month to build and stuff like that. There's so many things go wrong. So the most important thing I always look at, and that me and Daniel learned, because Source Hunter, for example, when we had 200 people on it, Works amazing. Oh my God. Best software in the whole entire fucking plant. And first month, jump up to 2,000 people on that. Stuff's exploding, people freaking out. My house is on fire. It's nuts. And so, you know, because pulling back 10,000 terms a day is 100% different than pulling back 300,000 terms a day. And so everything is up there. So you really want to make sure you have that full stack developer and make him focus on scaling and also documentation too. Like for example, if your developer leaves, another developer just can't come in there and work on it. You know, so many little things you got to have. With developers, you really got to have a long-term person. Like with Source Catalyst, that was a fucking nightmare. You ever remember that when I was talking about that? Sorry, it's gonna be the next big thing. It's gonna rock. It's gonna rock. Oh my God, I had this agency, this software agency, and nothing against the agency. They did exactly what I told them to do. Did exactly what I told them to do in the shortest possible way they could. So that's their job. So for example, Source Catalyst, it was a link trading platform. You could trade links and stuff like that all day long and so forth. Well, I have this software being made, and I don't know anything about software. They're making it, it's working well and stuff like that. And I find out about a week, 2 weeks before the launch that the software is built into OptimizePress. They just literally went into the folders of OptimizePress, and the software runs in OptimizePress. Like it's a part of the theme. Like you can take the theme and put it on another site, and you have Source Catalyst.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so of course it's not connected to anything except the website. So about 5 days before the launch, I'm like, shit, we just put $30,000 into this software. If I put 1,000 people on it, it's going to explode. It's going to explode, and all these people will not be getting their money's worth at all. And it's inside of OptimizePress, which gets hacked and updated all the time. So every single week, the thing's going to be changing and breaking down. And so at that point, I said, we got to take our losses. And Source Catalyst never happened because bad development decisions and not staying on top of it. You want to ask, where's this being hosted at? What are we running it off? What code is it in? You know, all that kind of shit.
Well, that's funny because last night I was looking at testing PWIC. And, you know, hey, we updated this, we updated that. And I used them about a year ago, and it melted my shared hosting, of course. Yeah. So I ran over to Amazon's cloud, and I love the Amazon cloud, except when you put a video on there and then the Black Hatters spread it. Yeah. And you get $1,000.
That's why I stopped doing expensive teaching. I'm just like, you guys are going to steal my shit. And what that tells me about information is it's worthless.
Yeah.
If somebody can steal it and put it anywhere in the world within seconds, it's worthless. It's not. So I'm not going to try and charge someone $2,000 for a course. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach them everything they need to know and say, here are the tools I use. By the way, I make these tools and they're damn good.
And you can't go.
There you go. 10 million people instead. Like if I can do that, instead of selling 100 copies of my $2,000 course, I'll sell 1,000. I'll sell no copies, but 1,000 people will use my course, and then all 1,000 of those people will hop on my software, and then I have 1,000 people paying me $47 a month. That's the strategy I like.
Well, but here's a question I have for you. How the hell are you figuring? Because I know you're very analytical, and you're always. I fucking hate the word split testing, but you're always testing different shit. Mm-hmm. And I know there's no quick and fast approach to the pricing. Mm-hmm. And you don't use the eBay model where it's whatever people will pay until everybody falls off. You know, how do you go about, was there a book you read or a math course?
What you want to do is, and first off, where I get my pricing, I reach down in my nether region and pull it out of my ass. Okay. And say, I got that. I usually just look at other products in the market and what they're charging. That's really that. What you want, the only thing you really need to understand about pricing is you can always start low and go higher. You can't go higher and go low. That's the only thing you really want to keep in mind. And so how I do with pricing at SourceWave is, for example, there's tons of different people on my list. There's some people that can afford a $199 per month PBN scraping software because they're buying 100 PBNs every month from a vendor or something like that. So that's up there from them. There's also people that want to get into SEO, but they don't want to buy a $2,000 course. So like Source University is $47. And then there's also people on my list that don't want to invest very much in SEO, but they need some software to track. So Source Hunter is $19. So I have a really wide range of pricing on there. When it comes to pricing of software.
Well, a big fear for a lot of people is now they're into this. They know upsells and OTOs, but they figured out that it's not only that
when they're buying, like, oh, okay, I'll get it for 17, and now it's 47, and now it's 97. And why didn't you just tell me I'm giving you $150?
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's like now it's 17, and in 2 weeks I'm going to hit you with this upsell, and then I'm going to hit you later on. I get the introducing new software because as I experience more and as I get into it, I need more shit that's going to be at the level that I need. So like Majestic and shit like that. I need a solution that I can go to that's not that, which is I think what is it, Commander or something like that OMG has?
Yeah, OMG Command's a really good, really, really good developer, makes all those. I've actually been talking about. We've been going back and forth trying to make a SourceWave software, but he makes a good amount of money. I make a good amount of money, so I'm trying. I'm an asshole when it comes to partnerships. Like I'm not going to give you a fair deal whatsoever. And if anybody wants to partner with me, that's how it is. I have my whole brand and everything like that. We're not going 50-50. So much respect to him. He has money too, so he's like, no, I'm not going to do that deal. And so we're just back and forth. And I don't think anything's going to happen. But wonderful developer, amazing software.
Now, I know that you guys, OMG, hooked up with NE, Network Empire. I love Network Empire. They're here in Scottsdale and surrounding area.
Is Jimmy's still part of Network Empire?
Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones over here.
Yeah, no, it is. It's crazy. Yeah, my biggest thing was about a year ago or 2 years ago, they were doing their big certification and everybody's getting into it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going. And I hit the buy now button and I went $30,000. Holy shit.
Holy crap. Yeah.
I gotta learn how to launch NASA ships. And, I love their stuff. And it is, I'm sure it's worth every fucking penny.
The stuff that Jimmy does. And I've had the opportunity one time to see what Jimmy does. And I said no, because me and Jimmy have been drinking. And Connor's like, hey, come over. We're going to go sit. I'm like, no. I don't want to stare too close into the sun. Okay. It was like you want to come see the one ring to rule them all? I'm like, nope, I will not do it. But the stuff that Jimmy does is absolutely incredible. So $30,000 is a steep price tag, but then you also have the power to rank for where I'm not going to say the keywords he ranks for or the legends I've heard, but let's just say you know how to rank for it with this.
I'll tell you this.
It's crazy to me. The crazy thing about Jimmy is you'll go on tons of blogs, tons of forums, and you'll see all these people talking shit about SEO, pronouncing they're the best SEO. Jimmy Kelly is by far the best SEO I've ever met or heard of. And the guy will say about 3 words. Just never says anything bad about him. And just, oh yeah, you just feel it, just ranking for stuff. It's cool. That's it. Nicest, most humble guy ever. And that's exactly what you want to look for.
He started talking on the videos, and he was talking about, and it was the free one. And of course, they're just talking about the rings and shit. Yeah. I got done with it, and I hurt. I had to walk the dog for an hour because I had to decompress from all of this shit that I had no idea what he said. And I've probably been watching that one video probably 100 times, and I'm just like,
it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you're launching rocket ships at me. Listen, you were cool enough and you said, hey, I can give you like 30 minutes. You're busy and everything, and it's now been over an hour. I really appreciate it. I know that OMG is going to be launching, and you put out, what was it? Dallas did no. Who did your second video?
Cotton,
that's it. Cotton Grammar. Cool ass name.
Yeah, I know. It's like a lawyer name. Like when you see him like one of those, what you call it, suits or something. Cotton Grammar does my SEO.
People be like, yeah, whatever. That's just bullshit. And then he drops the K on the front.
What's the name of the guy, the lead character in Suits? Harvey Specter.
Harvey, yeah.
If I could go back in name, I would not use. If I could go back in time, I would not use my real name in internet marketing. I would create like the craziest fucking name, like Robert Rapidash or something.
Oh, you can call me Lord Rapidash.
Yes, that's exactly what I would do. Alex Pikachu. There we go.
Go check out those videos because I will say this. Cotton dropped the name of a service because he said, make sure you got a car, You go to meetups, and there was one little thing, and I don't want to say it because I want you guys to go find it. He mentioned a piece of software, and I was looking at it, and he lied. He said it was $39 a month. It's only $37.
That fucker.
Huh?
That liar.
Yeah, that liar. I mean, God, I was so pissed. But go check it out. Go to source-wave.com. First 3 videos, I think you said.
Yeah,
I've watched them. I'm on your email list, so I'm always fluffing back and forth. I think I've got 15 of my YouTube channels are subscribed to you. So like you put something out and I get this YouTube blast from hell. Good luck in anything that me or the show can do. Let us know. Reach out, and I'll be headed over to Texas because my boys, the Red Wings, are gonna have to stomp the shit out of Dallas. Dallas Stars. I mean, they at least have a decent name. I mean, right here we have the Phoenix Coyotes that are now Arizona Coyotes, and
oh yeah, you got the Coyotes. Oh.
Yeah, the Yotes.
The Yotes.
Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. It's cool. You can go get a hockey ticket for $20.
Oh yeah, the Stars.
And right now you can get season tickets because they didn't even know if they were going to be around. They got bought by an Indian group.
Yeah.
Not the Indians over across, but the American Indians. So yeah, they're owned by some craziness. So yeah, we'll have to get tickets and sit across from each other and throw things and raise all kind of hockey hell.
I've only been kicked out of 1 game, so.
Have you now?
No, I never got kicked out of a game. There's a guy next to me. We're wrapping up. There's a guy next to me. I have the glass side seats, and there's this guy who owns all these. He owns like 8 booths there and 10 seats, and he just comes and he's an old man. He just gets rip-roaring drunk, just shit-faced, blackout, like, and he just, one time there's a bad call, and he just threw his hat and all sorts of shit on the ice, and 75-year-old man getting carried out, cussing at people.
I was lucky enough that during the big Stanley run, I was able to sit at the Joe Louis Arena, and the whole idea was sneaking in the octopus. And people are like, who does that? I did. It is the smelliest fucking place in the world when they do that.
Oh my gosh.
But listen, thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody here. Appreciate you coming, hanging out. You know how this ends. Bye, fuckers. Say subscribe, like, do all that shit. Share. Tell your friends that I love them. Tell your friends that you hate me. And again, man, if you ever want to come on and bullshit, let me know.
Thank you so much, Frank.
All right.